What if I told you you're not behind in life? You're just comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. One that might not even be real. What's popping, gang? It's your boy Poppy JB here, and welcome back to the That's That on That podcast. Hashtag TCOT podcast. It's the place where we slow down long enough to actually think about the things everybody else is scrolling past. Today's episode might make a little piece of y'all uncomfortable. Just a little piece. Maybe some of y'all, if not all of y'all. But it's gonna make some of y'all uncomfortable. Because today we're actually talking about social media. Again. Shouts out to all of my other episodes, that I've incessantly went in on social media about. Now, we're talking about social media. Not necessarily where social media is good or bad. We're going to be talking about what it's quietly doing to us. Because at some point, long in the way, scrolling stopped being entertainment and really just became like a measuring stick. A measuring stick for our looks, our money, our careers, our relationships, our happiness, our bodies, our success, our worth. We've become so busy watching everyone else's life that we stopped living our own. And honestly, I don't think enough people realize how intentional that actually is. So today, I want to get into why social media makes us feel like we're behind, even when we're exactly where we're supposed to be. Segment 1.
Everyone looks like they're winning.
Y'all remember when social media was just pictures? Pictures of food, vacation photos, your cousin posting dumbass selfies, and the behind the scenes action of what happened at that lit ass party that night? Now everyone is apparently making six figures, buying homes at 24, traveling every weekend, launching businesses, getting married, luxury cars, bodies, skin, relationships, routines, everything's fucking perfect, right? And this is not to sound like a hater, because that sounds like some hating ass shit, or that was about to be leading to some hating ass shit. But just listen. Everything's perfect except life. Life isn't perfect. Social media edits reality, especially on Instagram, in our Instagram days. And we can go back to, Facebook and MySpace and all the other stuff. But we ain't really talking about that shit. That was like, beta baby phasing. Social media edits reality. Nobody posts their anxiety attacks. Nobody uploads the panic before paying rent. Shit. I can't say don't nobody even be open, nobody's uploading when they ain't got rent. But I've seen a couple of videos, so let me not, Depends on what part of TikTok you're on, you know what I mean? What rabbit hole you're going down today. Nobody really records themselves crying after a breakup. Nobody films the rejection emails. Nobody goes viral talking about sitting in their car wondering how life got so hard. Instead, we post the victory lap, never the race. It's always going to be the trophy, not too much of the process. Now, I think we all heard the age-old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. I mean, and if you haven't, you know what I'm saying, you don't know some old lady, Southern Baptist, Episcopal. No, I'm just saying, y'all, where your aunties and your grannies at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they telling y'all? You know what I'm saying? Either way, social media turned comparison into a full-time job. Once again, with comparison being the thief of joy. Think about how those two sit next to each other. Everybody competing to be an Instagram baddie. Everybody with the same outfit, the same shoe, the same bag, the same wig, the same lash. Shit, the same baggy jean combo with the merch to match. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, everybody's using the same styling tips, the same beauty techniques, so on, so forth, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Segment 2, the highlight reel problem.
Imagine walking into a movie, but only seeing everybody's best scene. On they what's that lady named? Jolene. What the fuck? On your Angela Jolie. Is it Angela Jolie? Angie. On your Angelina Jolie. And they just getting the best on their Angel. Fuck. And they just on their Angelina Jolie. They just getting the best cuts. You kicking ass. You taking names. You know what I'm saying? You getting the walk-ins, the pan-ins, and the pan-outs. And you getting all the beauty shots. You know what I'm saying? But there's no struggles. There's no mistakes. There's no deleted scenes. Just highlights. That's Instagram. It's a little piece of TikTok. That's Facebook. That's even YouTube. And it's coming from a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like, and an editor. I edit the things. Just think about that. People compare their ordinary Taco Tuesday to someone's once in a lifetime vacation, or a couple in a lifetime, because I see y'all streamers doing what need to be done. Get your money. Back to what I was saying though. Or they'll compare their first year in business to someone else's 10th. That's like planting a seed today and wondering why it's not an oak tree tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Wait, you gotta have a little patience, little sister. Patience. Ha, ha, ha. Brother, patience, patience for a brighter day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my jam. And that is my movie. Shouts out to Dreamgirls. Either way.
Segment 3. The science behind it all.
This is where it get a little interesting, right? Your brain wasn't designed to consume hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people's lives every single day. Like, think about the olden times, where people really was just worrying about their neighborhood, their community, the little couple of 50 to 100, 2, 3, 4, however many, in the community they had to think and worry about and see on a daily, their surrounding areas. Not everyone across the globe, And I think that's what separates us, Gen Zs, X, Alphas, Ys, and all of the others from and even the millennials from the boomers and the niggas that come before them. I forgot. I can't really think of the name right now for the name of that, the generations preceding, but we consume thousands and thousands of people's lives every day. Kind of crazy, isn't it? Our brains are huge and they are designed to hold a lot of memory and everything else like that. We are also 75 to 80% water that also retains memory on a molecular level. So, you know what I'm saying? You're storing all of these things that really don't got nothing to do with you, and also that doesn't, help your situation in the present moment. Now, you can be inspired to do something or do what they're doing to get what they're getting, but you also got to remember it's just you and what you gonna do. Not everything that works for somebody else works for you, but back to the topic. Research has found frequent social media use is associated with higher rates of anxiety, depression, lower self-esteem, loneliness, and body dysfunction. Shit, some would even say body dissociation and dysmorphia, especially among teens and young adults. Multiple studies have also found that heavy social media use can disrupt sleep and increase stress. Every notification, every like, every comment triggers a tiny burst of dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is the brain chemical involved in your motivation and reward receptors. It's why checking your phone can become almost automatic, and systematic, a little bionic, supersonic, tonic. My toxic, I'm tapping on high. But listen, the problem, your brain starts chasing the next hit, like a little bump or a little line that they did at the club in the 80s. Shit that they do at the club, shit in the 2026. Depending on what club you go to. But your brain starts to chase that little hit, that refresh, that scroll, refresh, scroll, refresh, scroll, refresh. You know what I'm saying? New line. New supply. A new plug.
America has a problem.
The app isn't just competing for your attention. It's competing for your nervous system. It's competing for your soul. Nah, but you get that dopamine hit, that reward, things that really, give you a little something new. It's like going to the store and buying shit that you don't need or you're not really gonna use, and you just buying it anyway. And it's like, I got that little zing of I just got a shiny new pot. I'm unk now. Not really, because I'm 27, but I'm getting up there with the unk now, so I'm appreciating my household things. Bring me my things. So it's a nice shiny pot. Oh my gosh. I need this. Like, I'm in Home Goods. What do you mean? It's $14.99. I'm about to get it. Boom, I got it. Knowing that I got 17 pots in the fucking crib and only used 3 of them to boil. Like, what's going on? Or I need another Stanley cup. Oh, I used to have such a huge collection of tumblers. Not anymore, but I might get up there again. We'll see. However life plans out. But either way, social media works like slot machines. Sometimes you get 12 likes, sometimes you get 2,000 likes. Sometimes some weird nigga just message you. Sometimes nothing. The unpredictability keeps us checking again and again, and actually, closing out one app to go to another app and closing out that app to go to another app. Does that sound familiar? Casinos, they use similar reward schedules because they're effective as fuck at keeping people engaged. I love me a good slot. Now, I stay away from the casino because once I lose my $75, I want to fight. I'm flipping the charades table. I'm flipping the fucking blackjack. I'm smacking the person at roulette. Like, I'm shaking the fucking table because I know y'all just gave me these nut ass cards that y'all pre-programmed, that y'all didn't, what do they call them? They loaded the dice and all that other good stuff. Somebody's lying and I want my money, so I don't go to the casino that often anymore. I go because it's like a adult arcade every now and again, but after my $75, I want to fight. So no. But yes, casino use similar reward schedules. And not even just physical casinos. We got the actual digital casinos now too, with like the Bet Rivers, the Cowshies, and all that other good shit. And this is not a sponsored post or sponsored anything. If you guys would like to, tap on my DM, I will accept some money, cha-ching, cha-ching. But yeah.
Segment 4. Fake success is becoming the standard.
Let's talk about fake success. Not everybody, of course, but enough people. And definitely enough people on your timelines. You know what I mean? Once again, it's do your thing. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I am not hating. Give me some money. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But the designer clothes returned. Private jets. Photo studios. Yeah, much like, when fucking Bow Wow did his jet photo. This is a couple years ago, but it was funny as shit. People was clowning him on Black Twitter. And come to find out that it was the exact same photo studio that people go to down there in Atlanta to take pictures of a jet or take pictures of a jet. Private jet and all other stuff. Yeah, real goofy shit. But either way, vacation pictures from years ago, followers, bought, comments, fake engagement. It's a lot of bots out here. Entire lifestyles, to be honest, financed by debt. And not even just on social media. That's actually like real life for some people. You know what I mean? Like they really out here cosplaying millionaires. But I mean, OPM, right? OPM. As long as you're using OPM, other people's money, chilling. Some would say that's the name of the game. Somebody's game, you know what I'm saying? But or even just carefully curated to look effortless. We're literally comparing ourselves to marketing campaigns, not real lives. Success has become so performative nowadays. People aren't really asking, am I happy? They're asking, does this look successful? Is this the vibe? Is this a cute aesthetic? Like, should I post this to the gram? Is this Instagram worthy? Vapid shit. Those are two completely different questions. Now, some would say, well, I mean, we all hear the age-old saying, money can't buy happiness. Now, some would say that's a motherfucking lie, and that's only used by people that ain't got no money.
Insufficient funds. You ain't got no money. Woo.
And then others will say that's a motherfucking lie because that's only a saying for people that already had the money. but what do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think?
Segment 5. The pressure to always produce.
Content creation has become another form of hustle culture. Everything is content, Every meal, every trip, every relationship, every breakdown, every healing, every friendly spat, like everything is content. Shit, washing the dishes and sweeping your floor is content. Get your money on. No. Even healing has become content. Sometimes you don't even enjoy the moment because you're thinking about the caption or whether it's going to get views and likes. Should I chat GPT it? Is this perfect for the photo? Does this describe everything that I wanted to say? Is this giving what it needs to give? You know what I mean? We started documenting life instead of actually living it. And we all love a good documentation because if you don't record it, you were not there or it did not happen, right? And it's just cool to have cameramen and all the other good stuff too to just follow you around. You doing you and you living you. That's a way to get around it a little bit. Because, and then not even really, because now I'm just thinking about that. And it's just like you can do that, get the cameraman and everything else like that. But now in your head or on your script, everything, you got to do this. You got to do certain things like that. You got to say this. You got to go here. You got to do this. You got to participate in that just to actually capture it, to say you've done it, to put it out. If you're a creator like me, that's a difficult balance. Because it's like you're constantly trying to be on, and you don't have to film like that or have like a schedule to do all of the things. Sometimes you really can just whip out your phone and do, record whatever the fuck you're doing in the moment and keep it more organic. But to some point, especially when you're fighting with the algorithm and every other creator out there, to constantly produce content, especially if you're niched and stuff like that, it's like you got to continue to do certain things, and at some point it almost becomes forceful. But as long as you got your system set up right, sometimes you need to create, but also sometimes you need to just experience things, and those aren't the same thing. I mean, I understand as we are creators, creation, and parts of the created, or should I say parts of creation, but also too sometimes you just gotta live and let it be. They say live like Larry, living like Larry. Shouts out to SpongeBob. Sometimes we gotta live like Larry.
Segment 6, kids, teens, adults.
This doesn't only affect influencers. Kids compare themselves before they even figured out who they are. And I mean, that's on the small scale of things. They're already doing that in school with their friends and outside the home with their cousins and everything else like that. But then, you metastasize that and you actually put it or incorporate social media into that. And now they're comparing themselves to millions and millions of people that they don't even know, probably will never meet or actually see in real life. Teenagers compare themselves to filters. Adults compare themselves to millionaires. Parents compare themselves to other parents. Business owners compare themselves to entrepreneurs. Might I add, who've been building for a decade. Everybody's comparing. Nobody's actually feeling enough. But that's just my perspective. I'm not in everybody's shoes and feet and in life to know what the fuck they're doing. Not gonna lie, and I kind of don't care enough because that's not affecting my life. But this is for the greater good of the conversation. We're just talking, right? We're just talking. So
the algorithms want your attention.
Let's go a little bit deeper into the conversation and have a little uncomfortable
dialogue.
Social media companies don't make money when you close the app. Their business model is built on attention. The longer you stay, the more ads you see, the more data they collect, the more money they make. Cha-ching, cha-ching, bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad,
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
But that doesn't mean there's a secret conspiracy controlling every thought. But these platforms are engineered to maximize engagement and content that triggers strong emotions like outrage, envy, fear, or excitement. Often keeps people scrolling a little bit longer, if you ask me. But if outrage keeps you watching, you'll see more outrage. If comparison keeps you scrolling, you'll see more people who appear to have the perfect life. Stay with me. And eventually, your feed starts shaping your perception of reality. Not because it's the whole world, but because it's the world the algorithm has learned you'll keep watching.
Signs social media is affecting you.
Ask yourself honestly, do you feel worse after scrolling or do you feel better? Do you compare your timeline to someone else's? Do you delete posts because they didn't perform well? Do you feel anxious when your phone is quiet? Have you stopped enjoying moments unless they're posted? Do you check your phone first thing in the morning? If you answer yes to any of these, it might be time to reset your relationship with not only your phone, but with social media. Not because social media is evil once again, but because your peace matters. And you actually knowing who you are and how you feel internally and feeling yourself, your body, your mind, and your spirit in sync. But once again, that's just my perspective. You can do what you want to do. I'm not here to choke slam you or, to hold a pew pew to your head and say, bitch, get with the fucking program.
Get with the winning team, ho. Get with the winning team, ho.
You come from a strip.
I'm just here as a subtle reminder to not become the robot transformer that you want you to be. Neo out this bitch. Like, what? Please, the Matrix. Bling, dollar bills, y'all. You know what I mean? But either way, some things I have been learning, especially recently, you don't really have to disappear forever. But sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is log off and log out.
She need to log the out and change her password and don't never log in again.
You don't have to, log out of life. Don't do no self-deletion. But just really become a little bit more grounded. Come back to reality a little bit. Come back to your mind, your body, and your soul once again. Come back to earth. Touch grass. And I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to me. As I'm reading my lines, I'm sitting up here like, I need to do some of these things. They say call somebody. 'Cause I don't call nobody, baby. And I need to get better back at doing that. Or do I? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. Because it's like sometimes you want to talk to people, but then it's like I don't want to talk to you, though. You know what I'm saying? But either way, whatever. Call somebody. Read, pray, journal, exercise. Go outside without actually documenting it. But then also go outside and then document it too if you are a content creator, because, get your money. But either way, we talking about getting off the social media, so scrap that part. I ain't say that. I said that, but I ain't say that, okay? Create memories that never become content. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this all the time because make your bag, but you want to at least incorporate it into your life. Because it's just not that girl if you're going to be just out there being aloof to everything. I don't know. But either way, just know your value was never supposed to come from a stranger pressing the hard button, okay? Or your validation. It's never supposed to come from your timeline. It's yours. So it's supposed to come from within at your pace. It's yours. It's yours. Your journey. It's yours. Not somebody else's. So fuck what everybody else has to think. You don't really need validation from anybody or anything else. Stop letting other niggas on social media convince you that your real life ain't enough. Okay? That what you doing ain't shit. Now, if you ain't doing shit, you might want to do something about that. But if you know, and you do know. And I'm talking to you. But before I end today's episode, I want you to answer these couple of questions, and also not only answer them in your mind, type down below in the comment section and let me know how you feel. I like to engage. Although I just said, a couple of minutes ago, I need to engage a little bit more. I like to engage. Let's talk about something.
Question.
But when was the last time you compared yourself to somebody online? And how did that make you feel? Did you get the job? Did you get the house? Did you get the guy? Did you get the car? No. I'm just joking. Did it motivate you though? Or did it make you feel like you weren't enough? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Let's have a real conversation. I promise you, because I promise you, you're not the only one. But I also promise you that I am one of one. I'm number one. And I am the only one. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. No. Don't do it. No. And if you know, you got the joke. Either way. So, share it with somebody. Share it with somebody who's been feeling the pressure to try to keep up with the Joneses and the Johnsons. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, give me a like, a follow, a comment, a share, a subscribe, or repost, a little piece. No, but seriously though, like follow and subscribe. Like, let me, what I'm saying? Be a part of the JB gang so you don't miss the next episode. I like to leave y'all with my Jerry thoughts, final thoughts by Jerry Springer or JB Springer, okay? Always remember, your life doesn't have to look viral to be valuable. Keep growing at your own pace. From me to you, from me to you, to me. And that's just that on that. All podcast, okay? Cue my outro music. That's that.